All right, guys, this is Mason with 803 Music. We're here with Josh and John from Ividel. Seeing a show here tonight in New Brooklyn. Today is August 11th, and we're gonna have some fun, right?
It's gonna be a gig. That's
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
We're gonna go at it.
You guys you haven't played here in 6 months, right?
It was like the first week of February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been you played Charleston recently, but Columbia, I don't know how that differs in the vibe of the show. I know this is your hometown.
Yeah, this is it. This venue specifically has been a venue that we've played shows in since we were teenagers.
Yeah, I played my first show here when I was 13.
Me too.
With other guitar player Roger. We were in a band when we were in middle school. I played here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I know I've seen you guys before at shows. I go to a lot of shows, but I've never actually seen Ividel.
Cool. Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah,
I'm stoked.
First time.
First time. You gotta break me in.
Yeah.
Be easy on me.
No, dude, I think you'll like a song or two. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, I've been jamming it. I've been jamming it consistently since I saw someone share the Audio Tree thing, and I was like, oh god, this is great. So I've been jamming that flow and flow and the new one, maybe tomorrow, the full length. Yeah, cool. I love it, man.
Sweet.
I guess tell me about how you got together then.
Okay. Well,
Since we're
John
talking
and I have been playing in bands together since we were, I don't know, you were 15, 14.
No, younger than that, dude.
Yeah.
I was
just young in high school. He recorded one of my bands with this terrible metalcore band.
I don't record bands either. I was just recording a band for some reason.
Yeah. And that's how we met. And then he played in this other band that we played shows with. And I started hanging out with them. And they played in this band and their drummer wasn't around a lot. So I would just kind of, play with them on the drums. And that's kind of where it started. Ividel started from heavy bands that we played in. I don't know, we've always...
Yeah, and in my head, it's this is just the band that we played in, since we started. Just in everything along the way was, just different trials of it,
Yep.
We ended up... Because, Roger played in my first band, and Josh played in, the second or third band I was in, and we're still in those bands in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've always played music together. B, our drummer, is the newest addition.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the missing piece.
He was the missing piece.
He's also Filipino, like me.
Nice. He's Filipino.
Awesome. Yeah. So how long has Ividel? It's relatively new, right?
Yeah.
The actual Ividel.
Yeah.
Almost 2 or 3 years.
I think 2. We put out the this demo in January of 2014. So it's been a little over 2 years.
Yeah, we were writing
Okay.
late that summer.
Yeah, so I'd say we've been together playing music for this band
yeah.
for 3 years, about 3 years.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that you guys are where you are now. Just in 2 years, right? So then, tell me about what you guys have been doing lately. I know you recently just went on a tour that hit a lot in the Northeast.
Yeah.
And you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, it was good. We played with a band called Orbs, and I think just playing with that band helped with the draw because people, they had members of these bigger bands that people were interested in to see what it was about, and they had previous fans because they used to be a band a long time ago, and then they. This was probably the first tour that we played that was just every show was awesome.
Just miserable playing to one person in the basement and the promoter leaves right before we.
Which we've had plenty of experiences. Every tour thus far, there have been a few shows that have just been
nothing wrong with that. You got to do it.
No, it's fine.
But it's nice to finally see shows not be terrible.
Consistent,
consistently okay or consistently awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anything go wrong, or is it? So it sounds great, but was there anything?
We had a 16-hour drive at the end. That shit.
That was
sucked.
miserable.
Yeah.
That was hell. That was part of you hit a certain point where
we didn't sleep the night before either.
Didn't sleep the night before, then drove 15 hours through the night after Rhode Island.
Wow.
To Greensboro, and then you kind of hit a point with misery to where you're just kind of
everything's a dream.
Everything's a dream, but like
Nothing's real.
it's an experience with you and your friends of like, can we do that? We can get through this. Like
Yeah.
you're all sharing the
15
misery.
hours.
And then
Yeah.
you end up like you hit this point where you're awake again, which is even weirder. Like we had to play a show that night, and the show was awesome. And like I remember like playing the show and being like, all right, now what?
Let's do it.
Now I'm awake, and I ended up staying up till like 3 or 4 in the morning
And
after
then,
that.
and then hibernated,
I
Yeah.
hibernated,
and it was
hibernated.
done. I hibernated.
Wasn't there one show that got shut down?
Yep, Boston.
We got to play like a fourth. I mean, not a fourth, like 3/4 of our set though. So we can't really complain too much.
No,
Yeah.
we played a solid 5 songs. Everyone was super enthusiastic and having a good time. And then cops showed up, and 2 songs away from the end, we had to stop it. It was like the best show of the tour. I mean, it capped out into the second band, and like they had to start turning people away from the show and posting on the event. I mean, it did.
Wow.
It just, yeah. And I asked the guy who put on the show, and he said that they hadn't ever dealt with that, or else
Yeah.
they would have prepared. You know.
I hear Boston is like just a great place for music. I mean, from what I've heard, right?
Yeah,
Is that-
we played with bands that were just Berkeley students.
Yeah, the
Just-
house was like actually a bunch
Unbelievable.
of Berkeley grads that were like audio engineering students, and they like converted their huge basement into like a pretty cool show space. Like they had
like a venue.
yeah, they had like really
Yeah.
sick PA gear
Nice.
and like walls set up and a stage. It was gnarly.
So cool.
Cool. So I want to talk about songwriting. How you guys get your ideas for your songs? Are your songs like personal experiences, or are there more sort of things that you've contrived
Lyrically or musically?
lyrically? I guess.
I don't know. I think usually we write a song musically, and then I'll just listen to it, or we'll be playing, and I'll sort of hear like a melody, like a vocal melody, and then I'll just hum it. And like, honestly, I don't like there are a few songs that are personal, but mainly it's just like writing, filling in the space with words. It's like first I hear the vocal pattern and I put it together, and then the words kind of start developing themselves, and then I make sense of the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it, like
Yeah.
straight up, like for a few days, the song means nothing.
Right.
And then I start to make sense of it, and it's like, oh, I can relate to this, or there's an experience that I can relate. You know, it's cool. I like that's just how
Yeah.
I've naturally started writing, and I love doing it like that, treating it like an instrument.
Because
And
music's
then
always
filling the
come
space.
first. We've never in any band ever been like, let's like write some lyrics and then like write a song. Like, we're just always writing songs. That's just what
Yeah,
we've done.
right.
Like as
Yeah.
friends, we just write music together.
Yeah,
So
cool.
we just ended up with a bunch of music, and now he has to put words to it.
But you know, they do make sense to me, and they are personal to some extent, and yeah, I feel good. I've definitely never been like, this is my first experience being a vocalist in a band, and like every new record we do, I get more satisfied with each.
And then now the process is a lot smoother. Like we
Yeah.
just write songs
It's
and
cool.
they're ready for vocals in a way.
We've gotten in our groove, you know, of songwriting, so it's good.
Awesome. What exactly would a Loch Ness in your head be?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like,
Well, I think like I said a second ago, I kind of heard the melody first,
yeah.
and then like I was kind of singing at practice and just like blah, 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 like just saying nothing,
Yeah.
and then I said Loch Ness, and I was like, I like Loch Ness. I like little fantasy stories. I think that like
Yeah.
more recently I've started writing around like fantasies, just kind of making these weird little fantasies in my head, and like
Yeah.
just making it fun. Like who fucking cares?
Yeah, we're not like out to like push some message. or
Message.
anything.
There's no
It's just,
message.
yeah.
It's just
We just want to make sounds
feel
and
good.
have a good
you know?
time.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. And Loch Ness, I don't know, making sense of it later. It was like, I feel like if you want to get personal, it's like sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. It's like I kind of make problems that aren't there
Yeah.
in my head. Like there's a monster.
Like there's a sea creature.
Like there's a sea creature.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So that's really it. I mean, it doesn't have to. It's not super meaningful other than that. That's really it. I like the way it sounds.
Nice.
There's like a serious, deep, like hidden message in all our songs.
Nope.
It's super serious.
No, sounds right to us. So that's it.
Sweet. So that makes sense. I'd say that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody gets a Loch Ness in their head sometimes.
Exactly.
You know?
you got a little
Everybody.
monster in there somewhere.
Get a monster,
it's
dude.
somewhere in there, dude.
Yeah.
Watch out, Nessie's
so-
gonna get you,
It totally all the time, man. That's
Nessie's
my
gonna-
life.
Yep,
It's like an analogy.
Ivy Dell
of
song.
America.
dude. Say like that's the thing. It's like think whatever. Like some people might hear the lyrics and be like, "Whoa, this mean like." Maybe this means something. Like I don't know. Like it can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you have some. I don't know. Like I think people can, you know, have different perspectives on.
Yeah, absolutely. People get like that's. It's good not to be too literal with your music, I think, because you want people to kind of attach their own meaning to it.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So if it seems vague, that's kind of the point.
Yeah. your last record, I don't know, it was picked up by Broken Circles.
Yeah, Flow. He showed
Yeah,
interest. Yeah.
he like put out Flow technically, but it was just a digital release.
Okay.
But we signed on to do the LP, which is maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
So we've been working with Brent, Broken Circles, since.
Did I say Flow?
You said maybe tomorrow.
I said maybe tomorrow.
We
Okay.
started like he reached out to us for Flow, did a digital release. That's when
Yeah.
we first came into contact.
Okay.
And then we planned to do the LP, which came out like a
It's like our first
year later.
record, like our first LP.
Yeah, like the
and we
first
had-
record. And then now we just
That's been like
finished
a year and a
recording
half,
some
though. I feel like year and a half.
Yeah, pretty much like a few months into being a band.
Yeah.
Because we put out a
putting
demo
out Flow.
and like played some shows, did
Yeah.
like some smaller touring, and then like recorded that Flow EP, and just Brent was like a friend of a friend of a friend basically, and the guy we recorded with sent it to him, and he wanted to work with us, and now we're here, and Brent
Yep.
rocks.
Nice.
Brent rocks.
How far away? I mean, have people shown like? I'm just wondering like what the reach of that has been.
You like mailed a record to Italy or some shit?
Yeah,
didn't
Italy.
you?
Italy. I mailed a few things to Italy. Yeah, there's people showing interest in. We did develop a weird following in Boston.
In New England, people like us
New
up there
England.
for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, so that was
Awesome.
cool. I don't know, just wherever. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a chance to reach out to the West Coast. That's our goal for next year, or even at the end of this year. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the future.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's a new EP coming, right?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yep.
In the works.
We recorded 3 songs. They're done. It's just figuring out the logistics, figuring out what we're gonna do with the record as far as like mixing, and we're really getting nitpicky because we're like we've been in this band, and like every time we write new music, we figure out exactly the way we want it to sound more and more. Each record gets better to us. It starts to make more sense to us. So we're super nitpicky with this record. Like we're not gonna let anything go by, and then a few months after the record comes out, we're gonna find a million things we hate, and that's what we'll fix on the next one.
Sweet. So, anything different from the previous stuff? Any kind of, I don't know, changes in style, or kind of a continuation more so?
I'm trying to think like that, trying to like go for anything really. We just kind of, we do, but like not like we're gonna write this record and it's gonna be like this instead of this. We're just
Yeah.
kind of adapting to what we're going for.
Yeah.
And now we're just a little bit more in tune with what we're going for.
Yeah, I think maybe tomorrow is just more of an experiment of what we were trying to do. B had just joined the band. We had like 4 songs that were written, and the rest was just kind of like us experimenting
We
and
wrote
trying
it in the
to
studio, and like
Yeah, we wrote a
we
lot
lived
of it
there
here.
for like 3 weeks.
3
and just
weeks.
like wrote songs. Pretty
wrote
much.
songs, recorded
It's
songs.
half the record. We wrote
I think
there.
this new record sounds like way more focused. If anything, if I had to say anything, it's more back to flow. It's more focused of a record vocally. It sounds more it's less airy and like breathy, and it's more I don't know, powerful or whatever you want it, just more projected. And I think it's a lot more focused, and we're getting back to flow. We're getting back to that.
Sweet.
So
I like Flow.
I like flow too.
It was a good record.
We like flow.
Yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to say? Rock on.
Rocks.
Broken Circles.
We're happy.
New Brooklyn.
The show tonight's going to be sick.
Show's gonna be sick.
Masons.
Support the scene.
Support the scene. 803music.com.
Always go to New Brooklyn every chance you get. It's the best spot to catch
New
gigs.
Brooklyn Tavern.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So, I'm looking forward to the show.
It's going to be a good show.
Like I said, I've never seen you guys before, so
It's going to be good.
I'm
It's
excited.
not too past your bedtime,
my mom's gonna get on me eventually, but I'll just ignore
Or
it.
phone calls, dude.
Yeah, dude. She might take your phone, though.
Say you're staying at your boy's house.
Yeah.
Nah, I stay at my own. I used to be such a problem though. We always want to go to these shows, and I was like,
Oh, you gotta sneak out.
where are you at?
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
I'm
curfew.
waiting on you.
That place
Curfew.
is hundreds of shows.
Straight up.
You gotta do it.
My
Yeah,
parents finally gave up on curfew, dude. I just showed them whenever I was running,
yeah. So, anyways, this has been Ivadel, and we're gonna enjoy the show tonight, and we'll see you next time. Bye.